We'll play this one on the shooting narrative. So let me play this for you real quick.
I think for a while it's so repetitive. You're hearing it all the time from everyone. You're like, fucking hell, like just get off my case. Like I do other stuff too. Like I'm guarding the best players, and that's one thing I don't think people respect that enough. Like what I'm bringing to the court, because there's a lot of shit I'm bringing to the court. And for me, I just want to win. So people also don't understand my goal is to purely win. I don't go out there. I'm not trying to have this many points, whatever it is. My goal is to win. So I'm trying to do whatever I can during the game and make the right plays and the right reads to help my team win. But that is for sure frustrating. But it's also one of my weaknesses. So it's like, when we get mad at people for saying I'm not good at something, like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm practicing to get better. It is what it is.
And I just want to say, people did not discredit his defense for the longest time. You can actually even see in our YouTube archives, I fought for him being Defensive Player of the Year. And a lot of Sixers faithful fought for him being Defensive Player of the Year. And his defensive skills were well noted because a lot of people talked about how him and Matisse were two of the best perimeter defenders in the entire league. And then I just want to say, when he talked about, oh yeah, that's one of my weaknesses, what am I going to say? Like, shut up, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, I'm just going to work on it and get better. But he didn't get better at shooting. It's been 5 years. You haven't gotten better yet. So you saying that pretty much kind of discredits you right away.
You could say all you want, how you were advocating for him to be Defensive Player of the Year, blah, blah, blah. But I still have a feeling that, I mean, for one, he's 110% right in that clip with what he was saying about how much he contributes. But as I was saying all along, that people just kind of look at shooting as a way to gauge how good a player is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy's averaged 15 points in his career. Is he the most efficient scorer ever? No, not at all. Is he going to be the best scorer ever? Absolutely not. With that said, he adds so much that because he wasn't shooting from three and because he wasn't scoring, that people in Philadelphia completely bypassed every single other thing that he did really, 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 really well because he wasn't as aggressive as they wanted him to be on the offensive end. But like I said, I 110% agree with everything he's been saying.
Yeah. Would you like him to at least be able to attempt three-pointers and even shoot 32% from three? Yeah, I'd take that from if he gives you everything else he gives you. The problem is he is so scared to shoot and so gun-shy to shoot that it just overshadows his whole game. But take the shooting out of it, like Giannis for how many years couldn't shoot a three, really? He would still shoot them, not a high percentage, but if Ben Simmons can give you 75% of Giannis, that's what he's worth it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, why would you want him shooting from three when he's not comfortable doing it?
No, it's not that you want him shooting from three, like, consistently, but you want the threat of him being able to shoot it. Because if he's not going to pull a three-pointer when he's open, guys aren't going to run out there. It's going to clog the paint. It's going to make things harder. It's not going to help with spacing. If he is just, like I said, he doesn't have to shoot 40%, but if he shoots 30%, 25%, at least there's a threat that, you know what, he can make it. A guy has to go, maybe he doesn't have to hard contest the shot, but he has to at least get out there.
The whole reason Boston would just destroy the Sixers every time Ben Simmons was on the team, because this is what the defense would look like. Ben Simmons is here catching the ball at the three-point line. Al Horford and whoever else was covering him would just stay in the paint because they had no reason to cover him any farther out than that.
How many shots is it going to take from beyond three per game for everybody to be happy?
Shit,
Two?
just one.
One? Okay.
I would say 2 to 3.
Getting into a jersey.
Yeah.
essentially. So
Yeah. So but look, when it slows down, it looks really bad, Ben.
yeah, that fucking looks terrible. I was like, but when I look at it now, I'm like, man, I should have just fucking punched that shit. But it didn't happen. And I was okay with that. I can live with that. I can live with, okay, everyone's trying to kill me over one play. Like, does everyone want to watch film with me? Like the whole arena, and I could dissect everything if you guys want. But that's not, it's not realistic.
Well, we said this at the time. I mean, it was like the whole team blew 25-point leads,
I'm I'm guarding the fucking best player on the other team the whole game. Herder had 27 points?
I'll point out one thing before anyone goes. I just thought it was funny that the last person he talked shit on indirectly was Seth Curry, who he's still currently teammates with. Because when he brought up Kevin Herder, that's who Seth Curry was guarding the whole game. I just thought that was funny that of all things to bring up, it's about the current teammate he still has, not next teammate.
We'll see. I think we'll see a better Ben Simmons in Brooklyn. I think the problem with Ben Simmons is he was the number 1 overall pick. He was not the number 1 overall pick. He would never have received the max contract he received. He would never have the expectations that were put on him. And while he was in Philly, that's what weighed on him. So
that was when he talked about he's guarding the other team's best player. I mean, yeah, that was a huge plus with Ben Simmons. That I respected Ben Simmons a lot for guarding the best player on the other team, because a lot of the number 1 or number 2 stars on a team do not guard the number 1 player on another team. And I agree that it is unfair to say that whole passed up dunk is the reason why, Simmons left Philly and everything like that. That one play did not lose the series. And when you go back to the post-game interviews, Joel Embiid himself talked about, not only did he talk about Ben passing up the dunk, but he talked about Matisse missing free throws, and he also talked about himself missing a game-winning layup and how he needed to be better on the court for the Sixers to win too. So it's not just that dunk that ruined everything. The dunk was just the thing that tipped the cup of everyone's frustrations. Exactly. That was the boiling point. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Whatever fucking analogy you want to use. There was a point in the interview where he said, "Look, I don't care about the money that they took away. I don't care about all of that. All I cared about was my peace of mind, and I just wanted to get in the right state of mind," and so on and so forth. If he just came out and said that before Clutch Sports started saying "Oh, well, he thinks it's Embiid's fault. Well, he thinks this. Well, he thinks that." If he just stopped letting Clutch Sports speak for him and just came out and said something, the blowback would have been so much less. Don't get me wrong. There still would have been blowback because Sixers fans are fucking nuts. Philly fans are fucking nuts. But it would have been so much less if he just came out and said those things. And at the same time, he still contradicted himself because he then sued the Sixers for money. So do you care about the money or do you not care about the money?